One afternoon, you open a classified assessment. Level 5, Eyes Only. You've read hundreds of these. This one has a fund authorization number in paragraph 3. You remember signing that authorization. $14 million. An allied militia group in northern Syria. You approved it in 11 minutes. Paragraph 8 says the group carried out a market bombing. 103 civilians. You keep reading. Your hands don't shake. That's what worries you. This is not the day your career ends. This is the day you finally understand what your career was. You grow up in Falls Church, Virginia, close enough to Washington to know what power smells like, far enough away to believe it's earned. Your father is a mid-level State Department attaché. He doesn't talk about work. You learn early that silence is a form of clearance. You go to Georgetown, International Relations, minor in Arabic. You graduate in the top 12%, not the top 10, 12. That distinction matters to you more than it should. Junior year, a man named Hargrove finds you. He doesn't represent a company. He represents an interest. He asks you what you think is happening in the Sahel. You tell him. For 45 minutes, you tell him. He listens without writing anything down. 3 weeks later, a letter arrives. No return address. It says you have been selected for a career opportunity aligned with your qualifications. It gives you a phone number. It says, burn this letter after reading. You burn it. You call the number. 6 months later, you're at the farm. Langley is not what you expected. The movies get the aesthetics wrong. It looks like an insurance company. You're assigned to the Finance and Resource Management Division, FRM. No one calls it that. They call it the bank. Your job is clean. Approve or deny fund disbursements to allied partner organizations. Review budget justifications from field officers, flag anomalies, sign authorizations. By month 4, you understand the system. Money flows from a discretionary account. No congressional line item. No public audit. Field officers submit requests. You validate the justification. You sign. The justifications are always clean. Operational security support. Civil stabilization initiative. Counter-narrative infrastructure. These are words. Behind the words, weapons, payrolls, equipment, training. You don't see any of that. You see the words. Year 2, you're promoted to Senior Authorization Officer. You now sign off on discretionary allocations up to $50 million. Single signature, no second review. The groups multiply. Syria, Yemen, Mali, Libya. The names change every quarter. Sometimes a group from year 1 reappears under a new name. You flag it once. Your supervisor says, field rebranding, routine. You accept that. By the end of year 2, you have approved $1.2 billion across 247 authorizations. Before this gets worse, and it gets worse, drop a comment. At what point would you have stopped signing? Subscribe if you're staying. This next part is the part you can't unknow. Year 3, something changes in the data. Not dramatically, not obviously. Data never lies dramatically. It lies quietly. In February, you process a $28 million request from NLCIG. Standard justification. Counter-extremism operations in Idlib. You approve it. In April, you read an internal intelligence summary. Routine circulation. A militant faction in northern Syria has significantly escalated activity. Unusual firepower. Coordinated logistics. It is a Wednesday in March when the Level 5 assessment arrives. You've seen hundreds of these. This one is different. The assessment documents a market bombing in Ras Al Ain. 103 civilians, including 31 children. It includes a forensic financial analysis, rare for this type of document. The analysis traces operational funding to a Syrian-based militant cell. The cell is identified as a splinter faction of an allied partner organization. By year 5, you have 3 options. Option 1, you keep signing. The system is designed to distribute responsibility so thin, no single person is culpable. That's not a bug, that's the architecture. You are one node in a network of 400 nodes. This is what you tell yourself on good days. The investigation takes 22 months. You testify before a closed congressional subcommittee. 9 hours across 3 sessions. You are asked the same question 11 different ways. Did you know what the money was for? Your answer is the same 11 times. I knew what the authorization said. I didn't know what the money did. You opened a classified document one afternoon. Level 5. Eyes only. You've read hundreds of these. This one had your name in it, not as the analyst, as the question. You signed 847 fund authorizations in 4 years. You remember 847 of them as routine. You remember one of them for the rest of your life. Some choices don't announce themselves. They arrive in a classified document. They carry your fund code in paragraph 3, and they wait to see if you're still the person you thought you were. What would you do? If this story hit different, subscribe. Every week, a new POV, a new choice, a new world that shouldn't exist but does. The Unfiltered POV. This is your story.